1.5. I got food poisoning the first day.
I remember.
Yeah, it was. Do I hold this? I got you. Oh, so it was after the first day. It was a Friday night. I got sick, started throwing up, and then the next day, still happening. They sent me home, and I had to drive back. But I'm glad to be here. I'm glad they invited me back out, and it's a good time to really interact with all the other players across the country.
What's the biggest thing you worked on this offseason to improve your game? Listen, you play for a gunslinger, and you sort of a gunslinger yourself. So cutting down on the turnovers is probably the
absolutely.
area.
I mean, absolutely, and that's just coming to just understanding drop 8. I mean, that's the gist of it, and like the decision making. There was a decision making in the drop 8. That's what was so foreign to me. I didn't know anything about it prior to that, prior to those games, and then after that game, you started seeing everybody doing it, and then it's just something I got better at. But just really, this offseason was a real focus on my leadership, and not only mine, just as a team, not having just one single person telling the same people over and over, telling you to do the right things. It's more the younger cats now growing up. They're finally starting to grow up, and they're becoming leaders themselves. And I think that plays a big part, because a lot of these kids, you don't get a freshman that comes in and wants to call the shots and tell people what to do. But it's like, if you're in the wrong, you're in the wrong, and we have an understanding of that as a unit and as a team, and just really being on the same page and having that transparency with each other. It goes much more than football. You know what I mean? Like, we got real life problems, and that's the transparency I'm talking about, just so we can build that bond of that camaraderie that's unbreakable.
How much of a normal off-season helped this year as opposed to a year ago?
A lot, because I feel like we have we have more breaks to, and when I go home, I go back to my trainer, and that's probably my favorite time to go back. But as we're working with the team, spring, we got a whole spring, we got a whole off season essentially, and that was huge. That was huge, definitely.
Losing Elijah, man, who was great for you last year. I know it's hard to say, well, somebody will take his place. Nobody in that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you said it yourself. We're gonna have playmakers, definitely. Next man up. That's the mentality, and that's what's gonna happen. But there's not gonna be another Elijah Moore, and I believe that. But I mean, we're loaded. We're loaded.
Playing for Lane.